Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of the Muscle and Fitness Nice Body series, where we're focusing around MMA conditioning, strength and endurance. You may have seen my first video where I break down a series of 3 explosive dynamic movements for the legs. This particular video we're going to be looking at more of the upper body, in particular that kind of punch combo. Again, 3 exercises to be performed 1 minute, minimal rest between each station, and ideally perform this in multiple sets. So you can perform this, wait, then about a minute after, repeat those 3 exercises in circuit. If you can build up to 3 of them in that succession, congratulations, you're on your way to improving your MMA conditioning. But until you get to that, we need to break down the actual form and technique of each exercise. I'll give you a run through of what we're doing first and then show you an example. What better way than to give a real life demonstration. So first off, incline dumbbell press. This may seem like a typical exercise from my world, but how we're going to perform this is completely different. Much slower on that way down, literally a 3-4 second tempo. Explode up, really deliver that power, dynamic, explosive movement. 1 minute on here. 10-12 reps, not a problem. 1 minute, you're really going to start to be pushing and testing that muscular endurance. Then we move on. We have stability ball here, and with this we're going to be performing a bridge. So the ball will be on top of my shoulder blades, my hips are lifted up, that engages the core and keeping my hips fixed, so not rotating. With dumbbells, I'm going to be performing that kind of punch sequence. Again, this is tricky without having to allow my hips to rotate, so another skill set that I really need to improve upon. And then finally, a little bit of unorthodox training. We have a Dunlop tie there, and this takes the place of one of those Bosu balls where we perform those explosive, dynamic, forceful push-ups. Again, kind of if you've got your opponent, you have that force to be able to back him off, or even more effective, if you're down, pound and ground, you have that force to be able to continually pound and ground your opponent. Okay, let's start. We're going to go with a heavy weight on this one, but make sure we choose one that will allow us to continue for up to that 1 minute interval. I'm going to take a few seconds rest after about 30 seconds in, just for that first circuit, allow me to want to grow into that. But that lactic acid soon starts to build up. Yeah, 1 minute of that really starts to push you. Well, without delaying too much longer, I'm going to go straight into this one. Much lighter weights from here, but now my endurance is being put to the test. So, lift the hips up, arms up, without rotating the hips. Insane. It's not much weight I'm using, but my muscles are feeling it. They're building up with that lactic acid. It's up to me now to push past that and coach my body to be able to cope much better at that level. Only into my 3rd minute now. Feels like I've gone for at least 10 minutes on a chest workout. This one's gonna be, I think, one of the hardest ones. While I'm feeling depleted in my chest, I've now got to push myself and have that explosive, dynamic movement, forcing my entire body off the floor if I can. Just gonna focus a lot on grip and forearm strength too. Now, let me explain. That one may look like, why bother doing it? I'm not able to perform it as good as doing maybe just explosive push-ups off the floor, or if I do have a Bosu ball, being able to grip the edge. The thing is, as I spoke about with Kathy earlier, that adaptability, being able to perform and continue with that exercise whilst it's not a typical exercise that you would ever perform. The fact that I have to explode upwards and then try and pull that tire with me and really grip towards the outer section of that tire may actually be able to be replicated in the ring or during other areas of training where you're having to be pushed away and then grip on to that opponent. It could happen. Anyway, my point is, if we continue to train with those typical standard exercises, they're never going to allow us to kind of transverse into putting that action down into the ring. So with these 3 exercises, perhaps barring the first one, which is a typical kind of incline dumbbell press, the fact is we're doing that much slower tempo and then trying to explode, really dynamically force that power up. All of these exercises focus particularly around muscles of the chest, but they're working that much more than that. My core is being worked in each and every one of those exercises. My rear deltoids, the arms. This is really quite a synergistic movement and certainly a circuit that ties in all 3. And this one at the end, like with the first video that we performed, there's no resistance, more of a plyometric calisthenic body movement. This one is just as hard as that one, with certainly more than half my body weight that I'm pressing. So you can see how we can incorporate this style of training into even my world of just fitness training. How so? Well, just 3 minutes here, I'm sweating, my muscles are pumped. That tells me it's a fantastic warm-up. Even just one of these circuits before then moving on, continuing with my usual typical chest workout of bench press and dumbbell flies and cable flies. This is a really great style of training to not just focus on that conditioning, but also help work around my strength and that muscular endurance. Remember, if you want to be jack of all trades, you've got to work in all of those trades. So give this a try, incorporate the same kind of technique into other areas of your regimen, and give it a solid 4 weeks. Really commit to it and see how you look and feel and perform at the end of those 4 weeks. All right guys, I think I've said enough on these. Join me for my 3rd and final video on our MMA strength and conditioning, when we'll be having a look at specifically that muscular endurance, my favorite. All right guys, keep watching more Nice Body series with Muscle and Fitness. I'm Rob Richards. I'll catch you guys back here at Tap Out Gym for the next video real soon.